So we're gonna do a little tutorial here on standard operating procedures of Ghost Gang, and it's nonverbal.
Yeah,
And if you want to verbalize it, great stuff. So first thing, let's run through the I'm gonna cut this stacking up. Yeah, so you run the stack. You're the first man in the stacking one. Show me the one of those. Either one doesn't matter. So this would mean stack up behind him. And then if he does the other one, that means stack up across from him. So this is the single man. So one of the things that we are not going to do most of the time is have our lasers on, but we will have them on for the what's the name of it, for the doors. So once you get set up in whatever stack formation, so let's just say it's the side, first man's over there, I'm the breacher. Whoever gets to the door first is first man, unless you come up with positions beforehand. It's not some big deal. He's going to take his laser, and he's going to show me how he's going to tell me that he wants me to check the door. And that just means check the door. That just means walk up, check it, either shake your head no, which is that in this case, or if it was open, it would open, and you'd shake your head yes. After that, you have the option of one flashlight flash, which means bust it open with either a sledgehammer or with the butt stock of your weapon, whichever one actually works out better for you, whether it's that or whether you're just using this one. And then two flashes means set a breach charge, which I don't have, probably should for the video. Yeah, I'm gonna get those really quick, and I'm back like I never left. So just running back through that. So the first flash after you've lined the door and checked, first flash or one flash from the flashlight means butt stock it or sledgehammer. Two flashes means breach charges, which would just mean setting it up and then watching it explode. So those are just the stacking positions, and then how to make entry in terms of breaching and all that stuff. So we're here again. The one we did forget was, let's say we're coming up to a door. He can still tell me to stack up immediately, however he wants to. He would still signal forward or back. But this flashlight right here, if he starts flicking it like he was before, so go again, like crazy, that just means get in the door as soon as possible. Like, so that means whatever you need to get in, open, sling it, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So after you've made entry, so this door is open. I've given the yes, and so he pushes it one time on the flashlight, and I swing it open. After this is what you're going to decide to make entry on. So a couple of things. Number one, you're going to make sure your muzzle isn't passing through the door. You want to make sure it's compressed just enough so it's not past the threshold, and you're back enough. The two motions we're going to use here are going to be either this or just you raising your weapon or you pulling your weapon in. Those are the three to make entry. The first one means button hook. Second one means flow or snake through or cross through. And then this means I'm the person that's going to snake and flow through. Like if you know that you're the person, you pull it low ready. If it's the other person and they pull high ready, that means they want you to go in. So we're going to give examples of how all of those look now. So we've got our guns at the ready. I give the signal that I want him to enter. I lift up. We snake straight to our corners, meet up at the center, and that means we're good to go. I'm going to lower mine to show him I want to go in first. He raises his, and then I'll press in, and then he comes right behind me. So we make different entries. We have deliberate and dynamic. Dynamic is going to be usually used when we do that, but for deliberate, we're going to usually pie the corner after we've breached. What that's going to look like from first person view is this. I'm going to go around this corner, have my weapon right below my sight, pop, continue to pie until I am right next to my man. And then I'm going to give him whatever we're going to do. So since this corner, I'd usually do a button hit. He'd follow on my corner. He'd put his weapon at high ready. I'd go around this corner and he'd be following on my shoulder. And we would take out any enemies we see as we clear. I'm going to hold this corner, and for a different point of view, he's going to pie, do a semicircle right here. He pies. And then he gives me the cue for what he wants to do. So one of the reasons I have my laser off is so we can use it to signal, and so we're not theoretically in real life, I guess, giving away our position to enemies by just shining a laser in. You can use it for muzzle control, discipline, and stuff like that, but otherwise we have it off for the most part. Now what I'm going to do, if I'm pieing this corner, right, and I pop this guy, and I'm pieing it, or I can just see something, and I see a door, I need to let him know that there's something there that we haven't checked yet. So I'm going to finish my pie, then I'm going to show him, hey, I've got one door here, the same way we cleared it, so that way he knows there's a door or an open threshold where I'm pointing. If there's two, I'm going to go for 2 doors. If there's an open hallway I saw, like is actually in this room, for example, we just can't see it through this door, but let's say I could see this, well, this is an open threshold. But if there was an open hallway, I would go across to show him long-wise there's something. So let's say I had 3 doors and a hallway magically in tactical VR, I would go that way he knows what's in there for the most part. Once we've clarified that, we're still going to enter the same. It's just to let people know. So this is what this is going to look like in live action. Perfecto. I'm holding mine. I see his laser go on, which means there's a doorway right there. And he goes up and down. He gives me the cue. He gives me the cue. I go high ready to let him in, and I'm on his shoulder. For hostages, what you're going to do, if you see a hostage, in this scenario, we're going to pretend this is a hostage. This is still an enemy. All you're going to do is tap your head. A lot of people use this obviously for breaching and stuff, but I prefer to use it for this because it's simpler. But he's going to show it. You just tap your head twice. That means there's a hostage there. It's really that simple. So we'll show both examples from first person and third person view. So this is what a hostage would look like with all the things we've talked about so far. I tell him to stack up behind me. I'm going to pan. My muzzle's clear. Semicircle. I realize this is a hostage. This is an enemy. I pop it twice. I'm going to let him know, hey, open threshold. Tap my head twice. Show him that this is an enemy. And then we decide to push in or whatever we want to do. That's from first person. All right, so first man goes. He tells me to stack up behind him. He's going to pie this doorway. He's showing me I've got a door. And there's a hostage. So now we can make entrance however we want to on him. And we're solid. So we're going to do a full example of what that might look like on rooms we haven't cleared yet. I'm going to do the motions and show you and kind of explain them while we go through it. So we move up to this door. I'm going to tell him in this scenario, I want him to stack up on the other side. So he's going to cut across. I'm going to tell him, hey, check the door, see if it opens. He shakes his head, no, door does not open. So I've got two options. One flash for breach it with your buttstock or a breaching tool, or two for breaching charge. I don't think he has breaching charges on him. And even if he did, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So in this scenario, I mean, I don't want the too dynamic, but we'll just play with the idea. I'd give it two flashes. That means breach charge. He sets it up. Pops it. We back up. We keep our hands aimed up at these corners. We take out any threats we immediately see. From here, I'm going to just go ahead for the sake of scenario and do my pan so we can get through. I'm letting him know, hey, door here. Hey, door here. And this is dead space. So in this scenario, what I would probably tell him is we're just going to go ahead and snake through. We're not going to button hook these corners. So he's going to take left. I'm going to take right. I'm going to show this by putting my rifle down, and he's going to put his up, and I'm going to press straight across to my corner, circle around, and it is empty. So we're good to go. So this is third person. He's lead. He gets up to the door. He tells me to cross. I'm keeping an eye on that door because we know it's an open threshold, but we already cleared it earlier, so we're good. He's telling me, hey, check the door. I see it opens. I shake my head, yeah. I wait for him to tell me one flash. We're popping it open. Keeping our corners checked, keeping our muzzles clear of the doorway. He pies. So all I know is he just downed a target. That means so far there's no doors and there's no hostages that we can see. No open thresholds, nothing. So he's then going to tell me what we should do. He wants me to snake in that scenario, so he's going to go high ready. He wants me to snake. I snake through. Get what I can, and we are clear.
I'm at the hostages.
That's clear enough.